This one may seem pretty straightforward, but has a lot more depth to it than you may think. You'll also be surprised just how many people need to be told to take a break in order for them to realize that you may be onto something. When you think about the phrase taking a break, I'm sure the first thing that comes to mind is stepping away, not playing for a few hours, or maybe even a few days, then coming back with a cooler head for your next session. And for the most part, that's pretty much it. Some players, especially intermediate players, can view a break as a risk, something that will make their skills and progress they made disappear the longer they take a break. And in some cases that may be true, but it's honestly just their anxiety talking 9 times out of 10. I think it's really important to take a look at what kind of problems demand what type of breaks, and the duration of said break. We'll start off light, with the most common one, wanting to go back after a loss. Now, I know how you feel. Taking an ass whooping only for you to hop right back into the fray so you can get that next dopamine rush of beating the next guy to make the last loss not feel as bad is always appealing. But that kind of catharsis can have some negative side effects, even if you do succeed in taking that W. You jumping right back into the action to fight someone else after an L really pissed you off is understandable. But if you take that next W and forget all about the previous loss, you aren't really thinking about why you got cooked in the first place. All you're doing is replacing that bad feeling with a good one, and the cycle continues. But it doesn't compare to the downward spiral that happens if you hop back in and you lose that next match. Losing in this headspace can make you start doing the dreaded doom queuing. A downward spiral of mindset deterioration, followed by self-doubt, and eventually, acceptance of defeat. Now, I know I'm sounding a little dramatic, but this is the stuff that genuinely makes people quit fighting games. So being able to give someone the chance to avoid this is very important to the overall genre. Now, what kind of break does this sort of problem demand? Well, it all depends on the player. Taking L's and stepping away is a skill all by itself. It's really not easy. I'm consistently guilty of it. But here are some of the things you can apply to make this process a lot easier. I know this one can be a challenge for you online warriors out there, because most of the games outside of online lobbies don't even have the option, and rematch timers are way too short to process what just happened before you hop back in. But this strategy can be very helpful to people who just need a second to readjust and get their bearings before getting back into the fight. I've seen entire tournament sets be completely turned around, all because the player stopped, went back to character select, and gave himself about 30 seconds before locking back in and taking victory. But again, this is for a select few people who know themselves well enough to be able to calm themselves in that short period of time. Not everyone has that luxury. Method number 2, separate yourself from the game. This one's probably the most effective in my experience as a player, and sometimes physically stepping away from your setup can feel like you need a fucking crowbar to pry your hands from that damn stick. But being able to give yourself as much time as you need to really regain your mental is a very powerful tool to let you come back stronger. You don't even have to use it to process information. You can literally just hang out for a sec. Now, I know a lot of this is pretty obvious, but there are so many players who don't even consider taking a break unless life's responsibilities literally force them to, causing the opposite effect of what a break is supposed to do for you, and making your brain just want to go back into the game again without even considering the learning process. So yeah, take a break. Go get a snack, take a shower, go watch a movie, or even talk to somebody about the sets you just had. And maybe when you get back, you'll be able to take on what's been bugging you. Don't be afraid to tell me in the comments what type of breaks you like to take, and maybe you have some different methods that I didn't cover here that could be really effective for your fellow player. I hope I made you think today, and thank you for watching.